Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. Today we are going to talk about my empties and my project pans and roll in some product. I'm going to be doing this a little bit different because I don't know, project pan really isn't my thing, but I do have a lot of empties and I do have some pans. So let's start talking about that. My first empty product is this Estee Lauder Revitalizing Supreme Plus stuff. Comes from my grandma. I get them every year for Christmas. I do like their skincare, but they are not cruelty free, so it's unnecessary. But since my grandma just sends it and I don't want to break her heart and I do like the product, I just use it. So yeah. And then I have the Wet n Wild lip scrub. It's gone. It was an okay product. There's like a little bit left, but you guys, I'm not using my nails to get like one small use out of it. It was okay. It wasn't great. I mean, it's a Wet n Wild lip scrub. I actually use this and I was kind of surprised how quick I went through it, although I use this kind of a product every time I do my base. And this is a 111 Skin Rose Gold Radiant Booster. It's an illuminator. I like to use something like this to help prep my skin, and yeah, it's gone now. I am using, or I used this. This actually came from a hotel that we stayed at like a month ago, and I like moisturizer. My skin is dry, and I forgot to bring mine, so I used this for my tattoos and my legs, and it is now gone. I figured I'd just take it and use it up since I knew they would just trash it. This is gone. It is an ELF Illuminating Mist and Set. It's okay. It's not my favorite, but it works. I used up all of the NYX Total Control drops. This foundation is okay. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Okay, I used up all of the Ciate, is it Ciate? I don't know, Everyday Vacay, it is Ciate, setting powder. I used it all up. I took out the grate so I could. I like this setting powder. I like the way it smells, and it's very fine, and I enjoyed it. Although I don't really set my face with this kind of powder all the time. I do a lot when I do like SFX makeup, and yeah. Anyways, I have this Estee Lauder Extreme Black. If you hear the TV, I'm sorry, my kids are up. Extreme Black Mascara. It's gone. It's used up. I will end up cleaning this wand out and putting it in my stash of wands for use and or to donate to the wildlife people. I used up this Jergens Ultra Healing Lotion. It's all gone. Okay, I have one product I am trashing. I'm sorry, I just have to. It says Needles No More No Baggage by Dr. Brandit. Again, this is not cruelty free. And I'll only mention if it's not cruelty free if I remember if it is or not, because I don't know the status of all my products because I'm a terrible person. But this stuff fucking sucks. Excuse my language, but half of it's gone. I've tried and tried and tried to use it. It does make your under eyes tingle, but it's like orange, and it like dries out my under eyes and makes them crepey and orangey, and yeah, I don't like it. I used half of it. I just cannot use any more of it because it's just terrible. At least it's terrible for me. You may like it. So I also used up this So Rich NCLA Los Angeles nail cuticle treatment. There is still some left, but I can't get it out. I could dump it, but it like dumps all the glitter, and I don't want this glitter shit all over my fingers. This product sucked. It didn't do anything to my cuticles in my opinion. It smells really strongly of rose. I don't like that smell very much, and the glitter is unnecessary, and the dropper is not long enough to get all the product out. And because it's not long enough and it has the glitter, you can't, I mean, there's not a lot left, but there is a little bit left. I used 95% of it. It's trash now. It's, you know, I used it. I didn't like it. I got an BoxyCharm. Okay, so we are now going to talk about products that I hit pan on. So I rolled in this ColourPop Super Shock Cheek Spellbound thing for my highlighter, and there's clearly pan, but I mean, if I wanted to, I could probably mush it over that pan too. So I'm excited that I hit pan in it, but also it's kind of like one of those products that's like, you know, it's the Super Shock, so I could just cover it up. But there's a huge dent, and I clearly used it, and I didn't purposely make that, you know. Okay, so yay, the Alamar Cosmetic Palette. Bam. It's gone. Those two are gone. This is too dark for my skin. I will not be using it, but it's empty. I did it. I really enjoyed this palette. I love it. I would buy it again. They don't make this one anymore. They make another one, which I have. I'm not currently using, and I think actually I'll be able to use all 3 shades in that palette, so I'm super excited about that. And I have a family member who will use this shade, and my germs are okay for them, so I'm gonna pass that on, and I'm sure she'll use the whole thing. So the next thing that I hit pan in is the shadow right here, the Glam Light Cake palette. I worked really hard to use that. I did a lot of super red looks that concentrated on using that shadow to hit that pan, but I did it, and that's exciting. So woohoo for me. I have, you know, a couple of products that I've been trying to get rid of, which is this. I'm not a big fan of this product. It's the Becca Velvet Blurring Primer. I don't really like it. I'm trying to use it, and it just is a fucking product that will not die. Excuse my language. Again, I have a potty mouth today. But yeah, it just won't die. It will not die. So I'm still using it. And then I have this that I had rolled in, and I really want to trash this product, but I'm going to try to use it for another month before getting rid of it. It's only to about here, and this doesn't work, which is why I had stopped using it when I had first got it in the first place, is that this pump broke basically right away. So the product's about right here, and I'm dealing with that. I don't like this. It's not very forgiving. It lifts off my skin. It's just not my favorite. But we'll see. I'm trying to use it. I'm trying really hard, but I've noticed that I've been actually using other makeup instead of this, especially when I'm trying to go like somewhere or something. Like I'll wear this for a YouTube look and that I'm just gonna wash off, but to go out with this, I can't. Yeah, so I don't recommend this. It's the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation. It is a little like a year old, maybe a little bit older than a year, so that could be why, but I really don't think it is. Yeah, I used the Arcana palette 10 times. I like the formula of this palette. I like the colors in it, but I found that together I just didn't enjoy it. It's a very beautiful muted jewel tone grungy palette. The formula works great, but I struggled with the color story. I don't know why or what it is, but I struggled. I did enjoy the looks I came up with, but I kind of paired it a lot to get my 10 uses out of. I had the Crush Blush palette in. I actually made quite a big of a dent. I use this basically all month for my blush, and I really enjoy it. It's beautiful. The formula is great. I don't know if KVD still makes these or not, but if they do, that would be great. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the highlighter. I used the highlighter in this palette too. I really enjoyed this palette. And another pan. When I put this in, this had already had a big pan, or not a big pan, a big dent in it, and now it has hit pan. I am going to try to use this solely for my contour and my setting of my face and my bronzer. I don't really contour, but if I do, I'll use this. Mostly use this palette to try and use it up and hit pan. I love this palette. It's heavy, it smells good, it performs well. It's so luxe feeling. It makes me feel like I'm on Park Avenue. I'm a Park Avenue princess. I don't know. But I do know that there are several shades in here that I will not be able to use. So that's why I don't like big palettes like this. I prefer, like, you know, single shades or smaller, because I definitely will not be using everything in here. But yeah, I'm working on this palette and gonna try to hit more and more pans in it. So I don't want to add a 10 use palette to this next month. I just don't feel like doing that. The next few months are like some of my favorite months, and I don't want to be limited or trying to use a palette 10 times and not enjoy it. So I'm not going to add a 10 use pan eyeshadow palette this month. Yeah, I might regret that because I do kind of like it, but then I don't like it sometimes. I don't know, the Arcana palette kind of took it out of me just because I struggled with it so bad, and I really didn't think I was going to struggle with that palette because I love the colors, and just, I don't know what my problem was. So I'm taking a break from that, but I am going to roll in a Super Shock shadow. Oh, I also had used I had this in my project pan. It's the, not project pan, but my just use it quite a few times this month, and I enjoyed it. It's the Muse Super Shock Shadow by ColourPop. I didn't hit pan on it. It was basically brand new when I put it in my project. It was basically like I hadn't really used it. I think I had swatched it, so you can tell that I used it and I got use out of it. So that one's going, because my project pan isn't necessarily just to hit pan, but just to get use out of products that I have, because if I don't roll them in or roll them out, I'm not going to use them very much. I think that's more like a shop my stash kind of thing, but I don't want to like put my camera on my stuff and like do that. I don't know, that's just not my style, so this is what I'm doing. Hopefully it's okay. But anyways, I'm gonna roll in another Super Shock shadow by ColourPop. It's the Halo top when they did the ice cream collab, and it's called Very Sweet, and there's a little bit of use out of it, but not a ton. It's a really pretty shadow. It smells so good, but I think I could probably use this as a highlighter and an inner corner, and I think I could get some good use out of it. So I'm gonna roll this in, and I enjoy rolling these in now because I know that they will go bad before I can use them all probably. So that's what I'm doing. I am also going to roll in the Laura Geller blush that looks like this. It's called Tropic Hue. It's a really pretty blush. It's kind of a summery, springy like blush, so I think this would be my last month of really being able to get some use out of it until next season. I mean, I don't really follow seasons, but you know. So I'm gonna roll this in just to get more use out of it. I have used it quite a bit. This is baked, so I don't ever foresee myself hitting pan in it. I think there's a lot of product in here too. 4.5 grams of product, which I think is a lot. I don't know. Is it a lot? I don't really pay attention to that, but let's see how much is in the Wet n Wild. Does it say? Does it say? I can't find it. The Wet n Wild does not say it anywhere. I was just curious because of this, like how it bubbles over, if that's like all product and that it's more. Anyways, I'm gonna roll in the Wet n Wild highlighter powder Cotton Your Web. It's like a blue purpley one. I can't really see anything right now, huh? Anyways, I'm rolling this in for my highlighter to concentrate on this month. When I do stuff like this, I concentrate on those products more than I would have, although I do use other products. If you know anything about me, my makeup is really crazy. It's not really crazy. I don't know. It's crazy for a lot of people. It's dramatic. It changes. I do different things, different styles. And so limiting myself is really hard for me, which is why I can't really do project pans the way that a lot of people do. It's just, it would make me depressed. So this is just my version of things, and hopefully that's okay with you. So I don't have a shadow that I'm going to concentrate on. Actually, that's not true. I want to hit a pan in every single one of my palettes, which isn't going to happen ever. But I'm going to pretend like it is, and that's my goal. I'm going to use the Alamar Cosmetics Reine del Caribe. And I'm going to just try to hit pan in this shade right here. Last shadow was that Red Velvet from the ice cream palette, or the cake palette, I mean. I did a random number generator. I did not for this. I'm a cheater. I'm sorry. I know that I can hit pan in that palette and not be too devastated, because I can use it as a highlighter, use it as a topper, and there's a big dent in it. So I'm going to work on this to get a hit pan in it. That's just what I'm going to do. And next month I will probably maybe have a 10 use palette, and I will probably have a random shade generated out of a palette of my choosing to hit pan in. But for this month, I'm just feeling a little bit burnt out, so that's what I'm gonna do. And I know that I will have empties for you next month too. Probably not as many as this month. This month I had a lot. I don't know how I pulled it off or what I did, but for whatever reason I had a lot of empties. So I mean, a lot of empties for a month anyways, but there will be other empties, I'm sure of it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for being here today and watching my stuff. I appreciate you and your time, and yeah, bye.